it's me Matt, and today I am flying again. I know, I'm super lucky and very privileged to be able to do something that I love, somewhat like normal again, and I'm really grateful for that. So today I am flying from Hong Kong, where I live, to Cairo in Egypt, and I'm going to be flying in Qatar Airways. I've only ever flown Qatar Airways once before in my life, and I flew in business class a number of years ago. Unfortunately, I'm flying in economy class today, and the journey from Hong Kong to Cairo is going to take a total of 19.5 hours. That includes a layover in Doha overnight, so I'm not sure how I feel about that exactly, but hey, I'm just happy to be able to travel again, and they are actually already boarding, so let's go and get seated and see what it's like in the cabin of Qatar Airways.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
First thoughts of the seat is that it's really nice. It's really good quality seat. Even this headrest goes up and down to adjust as you like. The fabric is really nice. I really like this color scheme. So far so good. And it is an A350, which is actually one of my favorite aircrafts to fly when I fly Cathay Pacific. So hopefully these 7-8 hours on this flight will be decent enough, even here in economy class.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be turned off shortly. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened at all times during the flight.
And we are up in the air, and it is a very full flight. And I actually thought when I got on that I was normal, because there's an empty seat right next to me, but turns out I am very lucky. So I think it's always worth being very nice to the person who checks you in. Like in most airlines, they do of course give you things like a blanket, a pillow, which I am sat on, and a pair of headphones for the in-flight entertainment system. And during these COVID times, yes, because COVID is still around in 2021, unfortunately, there's also things like this Amenity kit, which has a mask, some hand sanitizer, and a pair of gloves. It's dinner time, and there's one thing I'm really excited about, which is the fact that we have actual real metal utensils here in economy class, which I think is actually the first time ever I've seen metal utensils in economy class. So very pleased with this. Also really felt that the level of service as I was being served dinner was just really excellent. Even here in economy class, when I was being offered the wine, the flight attendant even showed me the bottle, told me what the wine was, rather than just giving me a red wine. Dinner was really excellent. Of course it is economy class, but I actually really enjoyed the food, and I am now on to my second glass of wine. In case you haven't flown in a while since this whole COVID-19 pandemic started, then one thing to note is that you have to keep your face mask on throughout the flight, and I think that pretty much applies to all airlines, at least all the major ones, and the only time that you are allowed to take off your face mask is when you're eating and drinking. They seem to have dimmed the cabin lights, so it's got a little bit more blue, So time to have a little snooze maybe, but not too sleepy yet, so I'm just gonna check out the in-flight entertainment system, which does look very comprehensive. I've found lots of movies there, quite a few that I quite fancy watching. Probably something really cheesy, which is what I tend to do on flights, so I will see you guys later.
Crew, prepare for landing. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doha, the state of Qatar, your gateway to the world.
I have landed in Hamad International Airport here in Doha, Qatar. It's not quite midnight yet, and my next flight isn't until about 8:30 or so in the morning, so I've got to spend all night here in the airport. They've got some of these quiet rooms here in the airport, so I'm gonna give those a go. They look like they've got some reclining seats to lie down, so hopefully I can get some sleep. As I expected, the quiet room wasn't the quietest, and that was mainly because of the airport announcements that went on announcing flights through the night. And also there were overhead lights, so the room wasn't dark and it wasn't really designed for you to go completely to sleep. But I had an eye mask, I popped my earphones in and played some music and managed to get a few hours of sleep. And now I am ready to board my flight to Cairo in Egypt, where I am going to be having my adventure of the year.
Just close your eyes.
I made it. I am here in Cairo in Egypt. That last leg of the flight from Doha to Cairo was fairly uneventful, and I managed to get through all the entry clearance into Egypt just fine. Now, one thing to note for those of you who haven't yet traveled during this COVID-19 pandemic, entry restrictions do vary by country and they are more stringent than they were before. So always do your homework, make sure you know what the requirements are, check, double check, triple check right up to the day that you travel, because these things can change quite rapidly. Specifically for Egypt, you will need a negative COVID-19 PCR test before you fly to Egypt. Or if, like me, you are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and I do absolutely encourage everyone who's able to get vaccinated for COVID-19, which is 99.99% of everyone that has access to these vaccines. So if you are fully vaccinated, then at present, you are exempt from that COVID-19 test. I am so thrilled to be here in Cairo, in Egypt. More specifically, I should say that I am in Giza in Egypt. And what do you have here in Giza? This is just amazing. This is like the only surviving wonder of the ancient world, and here I am right next to it. I'm so fortunate to be able to travel at this time. I know that not everybody can travel anyway, and I know that even less people can travel at this time. So I'm really thankful and fortunate. This is the start of my 3-week adventure all over Egypt. I am traveling solo, but I've got you guys to keep me company, right? So I really do hope that you will come along on my adventure. So do consider subscribing to my channel. Another thing that you could do for me is to leave me a comment. I would love to know, what was it like the last flight that you've taken today? This could be during the COVID-19 pandemic or before. Was it kind of similar to what I've experienced today? let me know. I read all of my comments and I reply to most of them. So hopefully connect with you that way. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video.